Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. I'm Mary with MaryGreeley News. Today is Saturday, April 26, 2025. There was an early morning earthquake off the coast of Long Beach there at 1:26 a.m. local time. I wonder which fault caused this earthquake. Was it the Huntington Beach fault, which I have drawn out in green, or was it the Palos Verdes fault, drawn out in red? The Huntington Beach fault branches from the Palos Verdes fault zone. From that point south, it forms the southern border of the Wilmington Archeline, where 2 billion barrels of oil, the Wilmington field, is located. Let me bring this out. I found an image of the location of that oil field here on Wikipedia. And we got Torrance oil field, Dominique oil field, Long Beach oil field, Seal Beach oil field. The inner borderland where the faults and oil fields are located is a rift. They believe that stress has built up in this location. Here's a couple of posts that were put on X, formerly known as Twitter, about 7 hours ago when the earthquake occurred. Pretty sure here in Long Beach we just had a smallest, tiniest little earthquake. The earthquake in Long Beach, MGIS PMO. And another one down here, it says it was a fast earthquake, a quick jolt evidently. This shit was fast as AFF in Long Beach. Earthquake in Long Beach? Here's an image of past earthquakes going all the way back to 2015. 2019, yeah, there was a spike, and then it settled down. Last year there was a spike, and then this year. A total of 236 earthquakes happened in this location within 186 miles or 300 kilometers of Long Beach, California, in the last 10 years. This comes down to a yearly average of about 23 earthquakes per year, or 1 per month. Here we have a magnitude 3.4 that occurred December of 2023, and a 1.4 that was also last year, December 23rd. Most earthquakes within this radius of 100 kilometers or about 60 miles. Magnitude 6 are rare, and they roughly occur every 20 to 25 years. They may say that it was the Newport Inglewood fault, which I have drawn out in red here. They are saying that the earthquake that occurred in 1933 was caused by that. Yeah, I don't know. That was probably before they knew about the Huntington Beach fault. The 1933 Long Beach earthquake took place on March 10th at 5:54 p.m. local time, south of the downtown Los Angeles area. You can see I actually got 2 locations for that earthquake, but it was out here in the waters. That was a magnitude 6.4 with an intensity level of 8, and there was severe damage. Damage to buildings was widespread throughout the area. It resulted in 115 to 120 fatalities and an estimated $40 million worth of property damage, equivalent to $972 million as of 2024 estimates. You know what that would probably cost now with the sanctions and inflation. I'm expecting hyperinflation. The majority of the fatalities resulted from people running out of the buildings, exposing them to falling debris. That area had damage of about 75,000 square miles, and it was felt as far as San Joaquin Valley, Owens Valley, and even northern Baja California. A significant amount of damage occurred due to geological conditions such as landfill, water-soaked, liquefaction, the ground turned to jelly, combined with poorly constructed buildings. In Long Beach, buildings collapsed, water tanks fell through the roofs of buildings, and houses were tossed off their foundations. Aftershocks probably would have finished them off. Luckily, it did not occur during school hours. Schools were among the structures that had the most severe damage. Within seconds, 120 schools within the Long Beach area were damaged, and 70 of which were completely destroyed. It was recognized that unreinforced masonry, especially in bearing walls, were the reason that school buildings suffered so much damage. The earthquake highlighted the need for earthquake-resistant designs for structures in California. More than 230 school buildings were either destroyed, suffered major damage, or were judged unsafe to occupy. Casualties would have been much higher had the earthquake occurred a few hours earlier while school was in session. Many schools were permanently closed for a long time due to the buildings being unsafe for habitation. While they did have school, they just held it in tents. Yeah, isn't that something? I wonder where they got the tents from. Maybe from the military? Yeah, the government probably came in and gave them the tents. So they weren't out of school for very long. They were probably hoping they would be. Anyway, so what are your thoughts? Please put your comments down below. Any earthquake does have a 10% chance of being a foreshock for something much larger. And also these earthquakes can put stress on other faults that are close by. Always be prepared for a disaster. Please thumbs up my videos. That'll help with the ranking. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.